Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay. Now, this is the segment where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't watched, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in a bag, draw one out at random, and do a review. Now, returning from last week is Insaniac, Vampire Over London, Jack Goes Home, A House Is Not a Home, Zombie Fight Club, and making its debut this week is Ill, Final Contagion. Yeah. Maybe not the best movie to pick for this time, but we'll see what happens. Alright, now I'm going to give the bag a good tussle, of course, and we're going to see what we're going to watch and review this week. Alright. We have Zombie Fight Club. Alright, I'm going to set that aside. I've been wanting to see this. And I'm going to set the rest of the movie side by side by side. Take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, and we're going to see what comes back next week. Remember, if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason, I have to re-roll. Alright. 2. Alright. Okay, let me give the bag another good tussle. Let's see what we draw out. Alright, we have A House Is Not a Home, and Ill, Final Contagion. Okay, if you want to see Insaniac return, Vampire Over London, which seems to be a fan favorite, or Jack Goes Home, remember to vote, and I will consider bringing them back. But right now, I'm going to go watch Zombie Fight Club and come back with a review. Later. Well, I'm back. I just watched... Wait a minute, what is that? Haha, I tricked you guys. This is the other cover to Zombie Fight Club. I actually turned it around because I like this cover a little bit better. But I may change it back, and I'll explain why. Okay, Zombie Fight Club is a 2014 film which runs approximately 95 minutes and is written and directed by Joe Chian. Now, he actually was responsible for another zombie movie I liked, and I'm not going to get into what I liked and disliked about it, but it's a movie from Wild Eye called Call of the Undead. I thought that movie was fun. And if you want to see my review, which I explain a lot more about it, including the dubbing and everything else, and the 3 different ways to watch the film, then definitely check it out. It's on my Wild Eye playlist. He was also responsible for Abyssal Spider. Now this stars Andy On as Andy. Very creative. He was in Abduction, One Night Only, and Black Hat, which I've had Black Hat on my DVR forever. I might even own the movie by now, and I just never watched it. I know that has like Chris Hemsworth or something. This also stars Jessica Cambency as Jenny. She was in Special Female Force, Double Trouble, and Beach Spike. And Michael Wong as Captain Ma. He was in Triple Threat, Skip Trace, and Z Storm, which I'm assuming stands for Zombie Storm. Now, this had a worldwide gross of $165,653. A whopping worldwide gross. Okay. Where do we start with this one? I'll give a little bit of a synopsis, and I'll tell you kind of what bothered me about the movie. And there are a lot of pros for this movie, but there are also a couple cons, and I'll get to that while I'm telling the synopsis of the story. Basically, you start a half an hour before the zombie outbreak. That's where this starts. And it starts in an apartment building where you have a group of characters. One is this rapper, this Oriental rapper guy, who is living, of course, the rapping lifestyle, I guess, with, having sex with multiple women and has an entourage with him. And you have drug dealers who live next door to them, and they have the drug that has been shipped in from LA, which is what they kind of leave it to your imagination, but it's supposed to be, in my opinion, what starts a zombie outbreak. And they're these little blue pills. So the first 2/3 of this movie start out in an apartment building where you have a group of cops who are going in there to bust the drug dealers, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket, kind of, with the zombies, and they're trying to fight their way out of the building, and the people you think are going to survive don't, the ones that you don't think are going to survive do, and 2/3 of this film is in an apartment building. So where the hell is the zombie fight club? Well, you get that in the last third of the film, and not a whole lot of it, which is my major con for this movie. Because after the apartment building catastrophe and the zombie outbreak, you have a setting that takes place 4 years later after the zombie apocalypse, with of course, an apocalyptic type world where it has a leader who is very sadistic, and he is doing this gladiator thing where they're having zombies fight humans. And that's based, and also humans fighting humans, which I thought was interesting, but that's where the zombie fight club kind of comes into play. That's pretty much all I'm going to go into. That's more or less the story in a nutshell. And of course, now you know what I didn't like about the film was that it took way too long for the zombie fight club to come into play. So I may actually turn this cover around because it doesn't apply like I thought it would. Even though I think this is a cooler cover. But anyway. Now my pros. And there are quite a few. The action in this film is great. Absolutely cool. The choreography or the martial arts and the hits. I mean, you can feel the hits. It's just awesome. The blood spray when they're beating the crap out of the zombies. It's radical and it's awesome. Character development, not so much, but do you really need it in something like this? You basically need a few people to root for because you know everybody else is dying to begin with. So, that's not really that big of a deal. The zombie makeup and effects are some of the best I've ever seen. They had to have put a lot of money into this. And that was one of the things about Call of the Undead this guy also worked on. While it was at a lesser scale, you could still see that this guy knew what he was doing with zombies. Now, is this Train to Busan, which is one of my favorite zombie movies of all time? No. But is it a good, competent zombie film? Yes. This one is definitely worth checking out. I know that they have recently had this at the Dollar Trees and stuff like that. And this is a Scream Factory film, one of the older ones. So my guess is it's probably going to go out of print sometime in the future, in the near future. So if you can, if you like zombie movies, uh, grab it up. Definitely grab this one up. I liked it. Like I said, I thought it took a little too long to get to the what they promise you, Zombie Fight Club. But all in all, it was a pretty darn good film. And I am not a person who is in love with the whole zombie subgenre of horror. I can take it or leave it. I like it when they do something new with it, or I like it when something tugs at my heart. But other than that, it's kind of tired to me. I like the old 70s zombie films and the Italian zombie films. So I like what I like, but all in all, as a subgenre, I just find it to be a little tired. But this was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. If you can find this at a Dollar Tree, definitely pick it up because, like I said, I don't think it's going to be around much longer. So take that for what it's worth, and definitely vote for the ones that didn't come back. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.